Hi friends, welcome back to Posco Studios. We're here today making this new video for you, and I'm going to talk about a little groove, a song that I'm working on, that we're working on. And I'm just going to take you through the process of the creative part of coming up with the groove. So this groove in particular is it's a bit tricky because there's several things going on at once. Improvisation, linear grooves, a lot of independence, and it's very rhythmic too. So I'm just gonna play for you the basic groove right now, okay? So you get an idea of what it is. And it's just this, real basic and slow, okay? Okay, that's gonna be the hi-hat part. It's gonna be like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now there's a melody between the bass drum and the snare, okay? And it goes like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, that's the basic groove. Now, there's several ways you can do this. You can do it with just a hi-hat like this, and it's gonna sound like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, but I found that to be a little boring, let's say, or I don't know, too common for my taste. And so I decided to do it a little bit a different way. And in the track, which you're going to hear later, you'll see that the track is super electronic and spacey and weird. I really like the openness of the track, and I wanted the drums kind of to match that. So what I did is kind of a linear thing with it, and I left some of the notes out so that it's real open. Okay, so it's going to sound like this with a linear kind of a thing. So obviously I'm leaving some of the notes out, okay? It's not every single note linear because I wanted to have this breathing kind of quality. Now, the next thing is, okay, to include variations. So I'm doing variations with the bass drum and the snare. The first variation I'm doing is just basically moving the phrase on the bass drum. So after the main melody, tum tum ka ka, instead of tum tum tum, right? I'm just kind of doing variations of that. So the first variation is in the E, okay? So it sounds like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right. The next thing I do is add one note onto that variation. So it's E and. 1, 2. Right? And then I just move that whole thing to the ands. I guess you just have to find the sticking and the right space to leave it. The whole thing together, using those variations and keeping the main melody in mind, would sound like this with improvising on the whole thing, okay? 1, 2, 3. So that's the flavor of the whole groove. Of course, you have to use your musicality to know when to change everything, and it gets real complicated. So the next thing to do is go to the ride cymbal, okay? So on the ride cymbal, I'm kind of taking the same approach, but now we have the left foot, and with the left foot, I'm just gonna keep quarter notes, which adds a whole other dimension to independence, right? I'm also switching to this main snare. So it's going to sound something like this. It's weird because when you think about things, that's when you kind of get like stuck. So it has to be real flowing and natural. I mean, to get it to the point where it is now, it took a while because what I had to do is break down each like phrase, right? So one of the things I didn't say there was I just did the downbeats and the E's, doo-doom, doo-doom, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, doo-doom, doo-doom, right? So if I couldn't do that before, I had to break it down. And it would be like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I break down the next one. 1, 2, 3, 4. So the tricky part for me is to, I mean, if I put all the notes in there, it's almost easier. But to leave the space, it's almost each limb has to be alone. And that's a bit tricky. So if I put all the notes in there, it would sound like this. Like that, right? So you see, it takes a bit of thinking, everything is landing. The last texture, I'm just doing kind of this, but I'm accentuating the upbeats, okay? So this is the type of thing that comes out of that. 1, 2, 3. Basic elements of this groove. The fills, of course, sound very linear too. I'm just doing linear type fills the whole time. And it's a very particular groove, especially when it's open like this. It's very nice. I mean, if you just do it, and you play one beat, kind of anybody can do. Well, not anybody. It's not so easy, but still, to make it free and flowing and fit the music and the composition and to have structure, to play it in 8-bar structures, to make your rhythmic composition flow in 8 bars is the key, So drumming, it's much more than just keeping a beat, you have to rhythmically compose. So with that in mind, maybe we can have a listen with the track to see what that groove sounds like. I'm just gonna play it for you a little bit with the track. We can cut to the track now. Are you cutting to the track? basically what it's gonna sound like. Took me a minute to lock into the track there, but yeah, I'm still working out all the details. So I hope this was interesting for you because the creative process is something very special. Yeah. When you're approaching a composition, you know, what I like to do is have the track speak to me, really, and to see what can be, you know, different, what can be special about it, what can be innovative and super groovy, obviously. Also, I mean, I'm coming from a jazz background, you know, I like to flow, free flow, and not keep a pattern, you know. Patterns all the time, okay, for certain music, you know, it's okay. But I think for things that are highly creative and innovative, you know, you have to push yourself, okay, to come up with the shit. You gotta play the shit, you know. So that's it. Okay. Do we have a special guest coming in? Do we have somebody very special coming in to watch? Where is he?
And he's leaving tonight.
Oh, he's leaving tonight to go back to
tomorrow morning.
tomorrow morning to
Relax.
Java.
Yes.
Okay, where is he?
I'll go get him.
Go get him. Look who's coming.
No,
Ready? Krishna. Where is he? Come in. What's up, buddy?
Hi.
What's happening?
Oh, there's a person here.
There's a person here. His name is Krishna, not Krishnamurti. Krishna.
That's actually where my name comes from.
Really?
Yeah.
You were named after Krishnamurti?
Yeah.
No kidding. Oh my God! I want you guys to check out the main man. I mean, look at this is the real thing here, baby. I kept telling him, "You gotta find me a pair of these, man. I need a pair like this."
Well, I gotta get you new ones. I'm pretty sure you're not gonna use any of mine.
and it's like Scotland.
That'd be a little.
Let's not go that high. Not in this weather.
Yeah, totally. But that makes sense in this weather. Those things. Anyway, I just wanted to bother you because we're working on this groove, and I just want to see how it hits you. You know what you think of it. I know you want to sit there in the.
For sure. Thank you.
He's gonna sit in the main chair there. Then you get a little bit of him in the main chair, and I'm just gonna. This is kind of a new groove. It's just something that I've been working on, and it's not so easy at the moment. But let's just see how it hits you. Can you get us both in there? His reaction to the groove. Yeah. Okay. Here we go. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. To remind you.
Well, when you said how does it hit you, I didn't think it's gonna literally hit across my face. Like, oh my God. Ooh, I did not expect that. Oh, I did not expect that. And oh my God. Oh yeah. Like, I can do a whole hectare of field in this beat.
Oh what?
I can plant a whole hectare of field in this
Oh yeah, because he is known in Bali as the plant doctor, right? the doctor of agriculture. He can grow anything, right?
Oh, that's in the hand. I just help.
There we go. So it was groovy. It was somehow made sense.
It's it's a beat that the thing is, it's a beat that I feel like I grew up with.
Oh yeah, really?
Yeah, that's the interesting thing. Usually here in Indonesia, you have most of the things like Balinese is a little bit more like really goes in high, well, but Javanese is a little bit more slowly. But the beat itself, it's I feel like I've heard this in back then. People would actually plant and sing,
Wow.
and through beats of the singing, and that's how they move forward.
Wow, that's interesting.
And like I said, I can plant a whole hectare of rice in this beat,
That's cool.
and that's the exact beat that I need.
Oh, cool.
That's exactly the hit that I need to actually, and that's the interesting
It
part.
gives you energy somehow.
Yeah. It's I think this one is actually a little like it shocks you with energy. It's like it's a
cool.
full on. Really, you saw my expression.
Well, I have my eyes closed.
Yeah, I had my eyes closed. I think the viewers can see my expression
Okay.
at that moment. It's like, oh my god, you really hit me hard there.
Oh, cool. That's nice.
But-
So, what would you say was the main thrust? How would you feel? What would you, if you boom boom ba da boom 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 ga ga boom boom ga ga boom boom ga ga boom boom.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like like I said, like just like what Phil said. It's like I'm not a musician, but I live through a culture of music,
Right.
and that hit, boom. That's like the planting, and then the cut. That's when you start stepping, and that's that motion. That's what my image is. I visualize that, and at that moment, that beat feels like I'm just going boom,
Ah,
and it's like you just keep on moving forward.
cool.
It's such a lifting. It's like you have to move with this.
Cool. That's great.
Yeah.
That's good.
But yeah,
Well, I was a bit worried because it's so particular and choppy, you know, that I'm wondering how it hits people. They're not necessarily musicians.
but here's the thing, Phil. Like, I came in here, you hit me with that kind of music out of nowhere. I don't know who the hell are you actually. Like, what the like for a first expression.
Right. we've only talked.
Yeah,
together over-
exactly.
Over coffee or
Yeah,
whatever. Just,
you played a little bit outside,
Yeah.
and but at the same time, it's like, again, we haven't really chatted about. So
that's right.
Guys, you broke bread together. You
I-
cooked together.
Yeah, we did some cooking.
I
did
washed
a
the
little-
dishes though, but you guys cooked together.
That's our.
well, that's how we start. That's how you start. It's
Yeah.
like you don't know each other. You start cooking,
Right.
and then eventually you'll ask, "Who the hell are you?"
And our cameraman is not Barry White, by the way. He's going to be a special presentation of our cameraman. But yeah, that's right. A good way to start the friendships or knowing people is by cooking and eating together and drinking coffee and stuff like that. That's great.
And it was so nice actually, because again, it's like you were playing at the time, and I was actually just cooking, and
Right.
I just, and then eventually just the symphony just hits between the knife and the beat itself, and it's just
That's
oh man.
By the way, guys, man, he could cook so good. I mean, man, the food that he made, if I could only, put that taste in the camera for you guys, it was so amazing. And that's the beautiful part of traveling and being a musician and being able to meet all great cats like Krishna, and, it's just a beautiful thing, and music enabled that. And then to taste his cooking with it, you grew those vegetables. He grows them in the back, fresh picked out of the garden. It was amazing, man. And that's a beautiful thing.
But you're dodging my question.
What?
Can you tell me about yourself, because we haven't actually like literally, this is not stage. We haven't actually
That's
asked
true.
each other.
That's true.
Like, what's the story here? It's like how did it start? It's like,
Oh God, that's a long story.
well, I'm here. We got time.
My parents were musicians, so I naturally drifted into music. You know, so that's why.
So your dad played the drums?
No, my dad played vibraphone, and my mother was a singer. So there was rehearsals in the house ever since I was 2 years old, and they're rehearsing in their band, you know. So they were on the road constantly. As a kid, I changed schools. Like I never finished a year of school in the same school.
Oh my God!
I always had to.
That's actually, we have that one in common. Yeah.
How come for you?
I have, my move is not a yearly. It's every 2 years or 3 years. I move to a new school.
Really?
If it's between not moving to a new school, I live in a different place because my dad. We were traveling. We were moving around.
People of the worldwide internet, no one wants to hear you guys talk about this. So I'm going to cut it short because there's only 2 minutes left on the battery.
Oh.
This is obvious proof that music is the great connector of all peoples,
Yeah.
Oh man.
all
Totally.
forms. Musicians, he's not a gardener, but he's a lover of the dirt and what is possible to do with it. You're not a musician, you're a lover of the song. I wouldn't even call you a percussionist. You're more of a lyricist on your drums.
Oh.
And that's not a compliment. The guy's a ball breaker, man. He's a slave driver. Yeah.
Not true.
No,
I'm staying silent in this.
But as Krishna will be able to vouch for, is that music is the actual one thing that pulls us all together.
That's true.
Oh, so much so.
Yeah.
So much so. And I think that's one of the interesting thing is like we have yet we grew up in two different backgrounds. My dad was mostly a farmer, yours a musician. We grew up that way. But in yet of time being such a different conditions and we bonded through this.
Right. Yeah. Amazing. Amazing.
I think it's just everything, every work, life, process, anything, music just becomes the bond of it.
Totally.
And you just showed me something that I bonded very dearly.
Oh man, thank you. I appreciate that, brother. I really appreciate it coming from you, man.
Man.
Really do.
No, seriously, I did not expect that.
And hopefully you'll buy me one of these skirts.
It's a sarong.
It's a sarong.
Yes. But I don't mind calling it a skirt. It feels a little bit.
You learn something new every day. A sarong. I want to start wearing one. If I have the courage to wear it, I will.
Well, we need to teach you how to tie it one first.
That's right. That's right. I don't know how to tie it. And he's a tall guy, so his is obviously not going to fit me. Man, it's a great pleasure to have you here tonight, brother. And I wish you the best on your upcoming journey.
And you too, bro.
Thank you, man.
And to all of you.
Peace out, guys. Thanks for watching.
Peace.
Cut.
Did you get it all?
No, the camera wasn't even rolling.
Never a dull moment.
Phil, watch this, Chris. Phil,
What?
I love you.
He's such a liar.
That's gonna be cut out. No, what's the one I can say that? Oh, forget it. You can edit that part.
That was
out.
good. I'll keep that in.
Oh, man.